Hello. Hi. I am Heather, and I am the owner here of this yarn brand called Ewe Ewe Yarns. I have a beautiful rainbow color palette and nice, soft, bouncy, squishy merino yarn. I don't know how I don't have a ball with me. What the heck? Here we are. This is our Heather yarn. Look how pretty and cute and squishy and bouncy it is. So I thought today we would just do a little catch up. I didn't make it on last week, excuse me. So I thought we could just have a nice little catch up today. If you want to drop a note in the chat, I would love to hear from you. Let me know where you're tuning in from or what you're knitting. I always love to hear what people are working on. My favorite thing is making yarn for knitters to use and be creative with. So I love hearing all about that type of thing. Yeah, I was not here last week because I was at my dad's funeral. So some sad news, but it just is, it's where I needed to be. So anyway, that's where I was last week, but I do have some good things that came out of it. Because it was sort of a hard few months, I've been knitting more and more, and I kind of turned to my projects to keep my mind occupied, which I talk about all the time, like keeping your brain going and keeping your hands moving helps keep your mind off of its struggles. It actually helps your mind process other things too, because you're not just sitting and ruminating on things, you're working with your hands. So on this trip to Pennsylvania, it's a long day to get from San Diego to Philadelphia. So I decided to give myself a little assignment. So I made myself a design brief. I wanted to take minimal yarn. I wanted to have an easy project. I wanted to take minimal supplies. And I actually wanted the possibility of wearing the project when I got to my destination. So that was a very short order of what possibilities, what I could make. And maybe you notice what I came up with. It is this little scarf. I am going to call it the Park Travel Scarf. Oh, here we are. So it is just a really tiny, cute bias stitch, garter stitch, skinny scarf. It's probably it's about 5 feet long, so nice little size, and it just tucks around so cute, like just turned into such a cute little project. So all I needed to make the project was just a single, oh, I got a thumbs up for myself. A single set of 16-inch circular needles and 1 stitch marker and 1 ball of yarn. So I thought, and the other thing I didn't mention in my brief to myself is that I wanted it to be an easy to remember pattern too. So not a ton of supplies, possibility of making it and finishing it on my way to the destination, and an easy to remember pattern, and just easy in general. So those were sort of my ideas, and this is the cute little scarf that came out of it. I really love it, actually. And I even was working on, I'm also designing a crochet version because, and I worked on this diligently on the way home, but then I had to rip it out, and then I started again, and I didn't like what I was doing. So concept number 3 is on the hook now, and so hopefully The Park Travel Scarf Knit and Crochet will be out in about 2 weeks. I have a little video. So in 2 weeks, I will be at my wholesale trade show where I go to have a booth and I exhibit to potential yarn stores, or I get to see yarn stores that already carry UU yarns, and we can talk about ideas and classes and all that type of thing. So the trade show is a great way for me to interface with yarn store owners and meet designers and just, all sort of industry people. So I will be there in 2 weeks on the Wednesday, and maybe I'll do some live streams, but it won't be my Wednesday at 1. So Wednesday at 1 in 2 weeks will hopefully be the drop of the Park Travel Scarf. So we will see. Oh, I got some comments. Hello, everybody. Tina, sorry for your loss. Thank you so much. Yes, my dad was a fun guy. Yeah, glad to see you're smiling. Yes, he had a nice long life, and yeah, it was just sort of we gave him the service he would have wanted. So as far as that goes, it was as good as it could have gotten. Glad to see you're smiling. Thank you. Sue in Lake Zurich knitting a prayer shawl. Very nice, Sue. Mary, hello from Colorado. Anne Marie, so sorry for your loss. Thank you, Anne Marie. Mary, sorry for your loss. So glad you had a visit with your father a few weeks ago. Yes. Yeah, it was a fast it's been a fast 2024 so far. So I am just sort of putting a new foot forward, and here we are. You got to keep going, right? So anyway, I made this little scarf and I sort of named it after my dad. His middle name was Park, so I thought it'd be cute, the Park Travel Scarf. So hopefully I will get those wrapped up and we'll have a cute new little pattern set coming out here in 2 weeks. So it should be fun. And then we have the trade show coming up. So my next week and a half starting tomorrow is all about getting all the supplies together for my booth, because you can rent tables and things, but it's like I have to transport all my displays and all that type of thing, and garments and pricing brochures and information and signs and all that stuff. And I take it all in my suitcases and away I go. So it's a lot of fun. I love getting to see and meet people at the show. It's been good. We didn't do a couple, during COVID, but here we are. We're back again. And last year, I got to meet Elizabeth Smith. I had never actually met her. And speaking of Elizabeth, so I had never met her. We had done projects together, a few different things over the years. But then she happened to be at the show and I got to actually meet her in person. And now we've managed to do that cardigan and sweater collaboration called the Sporty 45. And yesterday she came into our private community called the Secret Society of Knitters and gave a really great talk about choosing pattern fit or choosing the sweater size you want to make to have the finished garment you want to wear. So, while a designer might tell you you should wear this pattern with 5 inches of ease, maybe that's too snug for you and you like a baggier fit. Or, maybe you had maybe you like a more cropped sweater or a longer sweater, so just looking at the sizes and looking at what you have in your closet and really thinking about what you want to wear to adjust a sweater pattern, not even adjust the sweater pattern, choose the size of the sweater you want to make so that all the time and effort turns into a sweater you want to wear. So that was a really great talk inside the Secret Society of Knitters, and we had a great time with her. That's a nice little community. I can put a link to our community if you want to join us in there. We have great classes and we do some Zoom knit nights too. It's just a lot of fun in there. We can talk about that a whole other day. Anyway, let's see what else. I've got the trade show. We've got the new scarf. Hopefully the crochet version will turn out. It's a tiny little, just a tiny little nug at the moment. I was just working on it a little bit. But like I said, it's my third iteration. But it's kind of hard to design something for knitting and crochet that is sort of similar, but you can see it'll be about the same width, and it's also on the bias. I guess we go this way. There we are. It's about the same width. It's also on the bias. So we'll see. Hopefully this one turns out. Oh, we got some more chatting. Liza, hello from Linden, Washington. Very nice. Cute. So that is what is going on here at UU Yarns. Trying to think of what else maybe. So yeah, it was, yes, our talk with Elizabeth and these cute little scarves and the trade show. I would say that is, I'm just trying to get back to myself and get back to work, like feeling like myself and work and all that type of thing. So that is the constant the constant thing going on here at UU. We have some nice orders going to a few of our partner stores. Gather here in the Boston area. They are in Cambridge. Really nice, pretty store. And they just did a really good restock. They carry all of our yarns. And I think they're stocking up for local yarn store day, which happens the last Saturday of April. So I think it's like the 27th this year. So if you have a yarn store nearby, maybe they'll be putting on some events and stuff like that. So worth checking out. And then the other nice order from a store today was for apricot yarn here in San Diego. So yeah, just keeping going. And then we also have our website with those orders. So we're always I should say me, I'm always packing yarn and shipping stuff out. So I love it when you order and decide like some sort of fun project with my pretty little rainbow of yarn. So if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to hang out and say hello. My dog is here laying on my feet. Never knew I needed a 70-pound foot weight, but here we are. So yeah, I hope our little crochet project, it comes out as well as the knit one, because I do really love this little scarf. Such a cute project. And it was just one ball of the sport weight and on a 7 needle. So you can see it came out, it's really springy and it's light. And like you can see, it's not too big. I just think it's just a nice little scarf to put on. There you go. I thought it'd look cute with my jean jacket. So yes, it was just one ball of the You So Sporty. and I just knit the whole thing. And then when I ran out of yarn, I bound off. And like I said, it's about 5 feet long. And I just really like it. And it was nice to have a project that was small enough, like if I didn't really feel like interacting with people, like I could just sit down and it could just be right in my hands. It wasn't like too big. Like last time I traveled with my whole with a whole sweater. So this was just a much simpler travel project. Put him up there. So yeah, that is what is happening here at UU Yarns. Hi Sue. I noticed you have progress marker on your crocheted scarf. What does it, sorry, my screen is hiding part of your chat. What does it do? I don't know how to use mine. Okay, great. That is a wonderful question, Sue. So in this case, on these scarves, you are correct. I have a progress marker. So a progress marker as opposed to a like a stitch marker that you'd have on your needles, like on your knitting needles. What this is doing is actually just clipped on here to tell me the right side versus the wrong side. So in the case of these scarves, you increase and decrease at the beginning and end of one side, and then the other side you just work plain. So in this, it's like knit into the front and the back, knit to the last 2 stitches, knit 2 together, turn, knit across. So every time I turn the project over, I see the stitch marker and I'm like, okay, this is the row where I need to do something. And then as the project gets longer, I move the stitch marker up like every 3-4 inches, and then I move it up and move it up. So it's like a no think just identifier, like, okay, this is the row where you need to, or this is the side where you need to work something. And I know other people use them for like to kind of keep track, like if how much they've knit in a day. I've heard ladies talk about that, like at my knitting group. Excuse me. They'll sort of put a marker on and then they'll work and they'll be like, oh, I've done this much today or this week or whatever the case may be. But I usually use them clipped right on for a right side, wrong side marker. The other thing I like to use these for is in knitting, if I drop a stitch and I see it, sometimes I'll grab one of these and I'll loop it on the stitch. And then if I get back around, like say I'm working on the pop your color sweater or something, and then I have to get all the way back around to that stitch, I'll just clip this on so it's got the loop. And then I won't have to worry about it until I get back around, and then I can resolve it and pick it back up to my needles. And the other thing here, here you go, 3 ideas for a little stitch marker. The other thing I like to do is, like, if I have a round stitch marker and I want a little decoration for it, sometimes I'll take one of these progress keepers and just clip it on there. And then it's just on my knitting needles and I have like a little embellishment because it's cute and it makes me smile. So that is how I use progress keepers. And I kind of even like them. I just think they're more versatile than a regular like ring stitch marker. Now I have to figure out which was my right side and wrong side. Oopsie. One moment. Okay. Oh, we got some more comments. I noticed your yarn in the background. I live in the humid south. How would you suggest keeping the moisture away from the yarn? I think most people keep their yarn in like plastic totes anymore, or I do know in a knitter that does hers in Ziploc bags, like, she'll get those big Ziploc bags, or if she has, like, specific projects, I guess it's kind of like keeping like, how do you keep your clothes so they're not damp? Um, yeah, uh, I guess that would be kind of how I'd consider it, is like plastic totes, Ziplocs, and sort of treat it just like you would treat your um, regular clothing. So I don't know, cedar, that type of thing. Angela, that looks great on you. Thanks, Angela. Yeah, just a cute little quickie bias scarf. I am very excited. I think the pattern will be out in 2 weeks. Perfect. Now I will use mine. Great, Sue. Thank you for asking that question. It was a really good question. Tina, thanks. So yeah, I do. Back to the humidity. I have a friend named Marcia who keeps um, her projects sort of organized by like in bags all together. So if she has, an upcoming sweater, she will take one of those big Ziploc bags and she gets the pattern info. Like she'll just have the pattern right in there with the yarn, and she'll just keep it all together and put it in a bag so that if it needs to be stored in her garage for a little while or wherever, she can move it around. And then when she gets back to it, she knows exactly what she had planned for that yarn. And whether or not it doesn't always mean she makes exactly what she had planned for it, but more often than not, I think she does. Oh, Angela, I use plastic zipper sweater bags as my clear project bag. Then when I'm done, I have a bag to store the sweater. There you go. Great idea, Angela. Thank you. It's like I said, I learned my project organization from Marcia. Same sort of thing. There you go. Yes, and Angela makes a lot of sweaters. I do know that. So yeah, that's a great tip. Thank you. So that is that's about all I have today at UU Yarns. I'll be back on next Wednesday. I had a little scare today. Our internet went out at like 5 minutes before I was supposed to be live, but I don't know. We did a little magical reboot and everything came back up. So, whew, I didn't know what I was going to do because I was like, I wasn't on last week. I want to go on and say hello. And then the internet was out and I'm like, oh no. But anyway, we got on. We've had a fun 25 minutes online already. So if anybody else has any questions, I'm happy to hang out. But that is about all I have here at UU. I think next week we'll probably talk about maybe some trade show stuff. I'm not sure yet. I have to figure that out. And then, like I said, I think May 1st, the park travel scarves will come out. So keep an eye out for those. And I hope to have a cute little video for that and everything. So even though I won't be on live at my normal time, we can still try and get you something fun to watch. And also a new pattern, which is maybe 2 new patterns, which is also fun. And then yeah, I'll probably drop in live a few times from the trade show. And I always post a lot of those on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, now might be a good time to do that, because that is sort of the faster, I'm always on there. Let's see. There you go. There is Instagram if you want to become friends, and we can you can get daily little daily inspirations on there. So that is what's been going on here at UU. And yeah, I hope you have a great afternoon. Tina says, see you again soon. I'm on a break at work. Bye, y'all. I like that. Thanks for dropping in. That's very nice of you. So I hope you all have a great day and get some time to knit because it really does help chill you out. Mary, thanks and enjoy the trade show. Thank you, Mary. It'll be fun. I'm sure I'll fill you in with all the details on the other side of that too. So should be fun. Have a great day, everybody.